Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Bitcoin is flying since Jim Cramer said Bitcoin is about to go down big. It never fails. You remember when he said that? It was a couple of weeks ago now, in and around here. And guys, since then, Bitcoin is up 13%. So, the inverse Cramer indicator actually a pretty good indication of what you should do. Just inverse it. Crypto market looking quite good, guys. I've got Bitcoin on the daily right now. And as you guys can see, Bitcoin right up here has been flirting with $30,000. If I just scroll in and around the tops here, you guys can see that price just in and around 30,000. So we're finding that people are selling at 30, but eventually, guys, when we break through that, I think 31.8 is going to be a cakewalk. Other cryptos are doing fairly well too. I mean, market in the green right now, market cap at $1.14 trillion. It's up a little bit. We got the 24-hour volume up about 11.6%. Bitcoin dominance is rocking and rolling 51.4%. So Bitcoin is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing at this moment in time, leading the market. And, certain altcoins are following. The altcoin market isn't really taking off at the same pace. However, usually we see them run alongside Bitcoin, and we see that euphoria kick in after the halving. So you can see even here too, the fear and greed index is up 54. So we're neutral on fear and greed. We got Ethereum up 1.63%. We got BNB coin up 0.87. XRP up a little bit, not by much, by 0.1. Some of the high flyers though, guys, include Chainlink. Let me bring up Link here. Link doing fairly well. If I zoom out here, you guys can see Link did see this consolidation period before really kind of taking off up here. I guess the question now for people holding Link is right up there. Can we breach that level there, about $9.50 for a Link token? We have seen that price be rejected 1, 2, 3 times before. So what's going to happen for the Link coin? Another interesting token that I'm looking at is Solana. Now, Solana is one of those cryptocurrencies that I hold. I purchased it in late 2022. It is part of my legacy portfolio. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about that to my subscribers on Patreon, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Solana, you guys can see here, is also seeing some bullish activity. So getting really close to that $30 mark, something that we have not seen for a while. As you guys can see, that breakdown for Solana coming below this support level. When FTX finally collapsed, boom, that is when Solana collapsed. Solana is one of those coins that Sam Bankman-Fried traded heavily, so you can see the price react to that. But guys, we're seeing a positive momentum shift for Solana. So, the market looking interesting, not too much red in the market. Mostly we're seeing some green. So, this is a bit of positivity in an otherwise negative, I feel like a negatively fueled crypto market as of late. We got the total market cap. We can see that moving up nicely. Let's bring up total 2 real quickly here, guys. This is altcoins, and altcoins too are even moving up a little bit, albeit not as much as Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is the leader. We still have to pay attention to what Bitcoin is going to do. Part of this crypto cycle too, guys, is going to depend on what US traders can trade. We know the United States is the biggest crypto trading market on planet Earth in terms of a country, and because of what the SEC did to Ripple, it really took the wind out of the sails out of the XRP token. But now that we've seen XRP being relisted on many different American exchanges, guys, this is going to change the game. And so now we have this appeal, which is not going to affect XRP traders. That's good. The SEC, though, still has other coins on their docket. Yassine Mubarak here posting this. People who are expecting the SEC to appeal to the Second Circuit have to keep in mind that the appeal is not possible until the case is fully closed. So he's talking about the Ripple case specifically. All eyes are on this Ripple case because it really will set precedent for those other cryptocurrencies that the SEC are suing. So the case will only be fully closed once the remedy issue for Ripple's institutional sales is complete. So guys, that is part of the last piece of the puzzle there. According to some respected lawyers in the community, that won't happen until late summer or early fall of 2024. In that time frame, 3 important factors come into play. So number 1, US elections. Number 2, rate of XRP adoption by US institutions. And number 3, the outcomes of the SEC versus Coinbase case. So as I was saying, SEC versus other crypto entity cases, whether it's a coin or Coinbase or whatever, that's going to have an effect on the market, guys. That's going to have an effect on where this market goes. And considering, the SEC is in the jurisdiction of the United States, this is going to have an effect on American crypto traders specifically. So if you're American and you trade crypto, this is going to affect you the most. But by extension, we all have to remember, considering the US is the biggest crypto trading market, it is also going to affect prices for everybody else around the globe, because XRP, in my opinion, in my hypothesis, did not get above all-time high because we did not have those American crypto traders trading XRP. All the on-ramps and off-ramps were gone, or, the exchanges delisted XRP, so no on-ramps, off-ramps. Americans had some options to trade XRP, but generally speaking, they're not going to go out of their way to trade XRP, so we really didn't see XRP flourish the way it could. Now that times have changed, guys, targets are, in my opinion, going to be higher, but this is also going to play a big part in this. Just back to this for a second, this is also going to play a big part in this coming crypto bull run. Let's not forget there is an election 2024, and then 2025 is supposed to be the peak, so the next Biden administration will be preoccupied with the election. Nothing will be more important to them than Biden winning the second term. It will boil down to how crypto is perceived in mainstream politics in the US. If the Biden administration sees that their anti-crypto stance is not popular with a large enough segment of the US population, that might make a difference. Then I expect their position to soften and the Ripple case to conclude without an appeal. Okay, there's also the rate of XRP adoption by US institutions. He goes on to say, now XRP status is clear. US financial institutions might feel comfortable using this digital asset in their cross-border payment flows. Large enough adoption will create new facts on the ground, and the SEC, seeing the writing on the wall, will be more open to a settlement. Ripple will also be motivated to pay a hefty fine and close this chapter so they can put the entire saga behind them and move on. Also, guys, number 3, the outcome of the SEC versus Coinbase case. So if Coinbase's motion to dismiss succeeds, then the SEC has a much larger problem than just Ripple and XRP. They can't appeal the status of XRP, which they are facing a much larger issue, which is the possibility that an entire class of digital assets will be deemed non-security. So you see how this contagion can catch on. I mean, it's going to be beneficial for us, crypto traders, but for the SEC, they are probably noting another problem here. That puts the basis for appealing XRP status on very shaky ground. Now, Jeremy Hogan has also come out, for all intents and purposes, the Ripple SEC case is over. He said that. Basically, for us guys trading, this means we now have a ramp for XRP to hopefully now be able to go above that all-time high. If we're thinking that this was just one big accumulation phase and XRP is going to go higher than the 0.5 where it went back in 2021, then we are looking at those $13 targets yet again. Of course, that's going to depend on different factors. Hogan goes on to say important hearings will be held in the coming months, deciding a judgment of up to $770 million. As I talked about a little bit yesterday, I'll link that video up here if you didn't catch it. The SEC dismissed the rest of the case, so there will be no trial next year. The facts have been set. Nothing new or surprising will be coming out, which means the court will be issuing a final judgment probably sometime next year. Only Ripple needs to worry about that, though. The case could, of course, settle anytime before the final judgment is entered. That's one possibility. So, possibility of settlement probably fairly high. If not, both the SEC and Ripple can file appeals. The SEC has indicated that it will appeal, fair enough. So statistically, what are the chances of winning an appeal? Luckily, we have statistics which tell us. As you see below, the SEC has a 14.2% chance of winning on appeal. So that is 14.2, not too high. And I think it's fair to say that the manner in which the judge wrote her opinion, very fact-based, as a minimum, does not increase that chance for the SEC. And so what happens if the SEC appeals next year and the appellate court sides with it in 2025? Because of the way the judge wrote her order, the appellate court would have to send the case back down to the trial judge for further judicial findings and determinations. So read on here. Jeremy Hogan kindly continues this thread by saying, as to other distributions of XRP, you can see in FN 18 that the judge did not make findings as to the second or third prongs of Howey. Only the trial judge can do that. What would the judge rule? Who knows? But you'd have to think there's a chance she would rule for Ripple. I mean, the judge has generally been very negative on the SEC's approach, accusing them of not necessarily upholding the law. John Deaton had the quote yesterday. So, the SEC already has several strikes against them in this case. For them to now win over the judge, very unlikely. Jeremy Hogan goes on to say, same thing with programmatic sales. If the appellate court agrees with the SEC, it would still have to send that issue back down to the trial court for further determination. So FN 20, for example, suggests that the judge is given some credence to Ripple's fair notice defense. And then after the judge makes a second round of judicial determinations, it can then be appealed again up to the appellate court, now with all issues ruled on. And only then could the SEC win on appeal and leave with a victory, unless Ripple appeals to the Supreme Court. So the SEC has to, 1, not settle, 2, win on appeal, which is a 14 chance, 3, get through more hearings, and 4, win on another appeal or something like that. The chances, guys, of this happening are very slim, I would think, and I think that's what Jeremy Hogan's also pointing out here. And that's not even taking into account the possibility act of Congress, a change of a political regime. So we're not even considering what Congress could do, right? And in amidst this, we're already seeing the crypto regulations come to pass. We're seeing, guys like Tom Emmer and Patrick McHenry coming out already guns a-blazing, trying to, lock in, trying to figure out what they need to do in order to tame this beast. Of course, there are detractors on that side in Congress as well. So still might be a tough battle, but, again, a lot is going to be happening throughout 2024 and 2025, and I think that is going to affect the crypto market. Luckily, again, for XRP traders, we are free and clear. I think this is going to be a better bull run than last bull run, if you were to ask my opinion. So anyway, Jeremy Hogan has a couple more tweets here, but I will link this in the description of the video for you. Flip the Chain also mentioning this, expect something important to happen between the SEC and Ripple in the next meeting. Remember, guys, the institutional sales are still on the table. From this document, the SEC and Ripple intend to meet and confer on the potential briefing schedule with respect to the pending issue in the case, what remedies are proper against Ripple in Section 5's violation with respect to its institutional sales of XRP, and respectfully request until November 9th, 2023 to propose such schedule for the court, or if the parties cannot agree, to seek a briefing schedule from the court on a contested basis. So we're eyeing next month for that point. Wanted to thank Flip the Chain, Jeremy Hogan, and Yassine Mubarak there for bringing up those points. Very important to note, guys, what is going on in the space. Of course, Ripple, though, is working night and day to make sure they are ubiquitous with cross-border trades, and not just in the US, globally. Mr. Man bringing this to our attention. Ripple and XRP are everywhere, from central banks to food and mustard companies, right into aviation. So just bringing up some more documentation, highlighting Ripple's utility for all kinds of different processes. I won't read all of this, but I will link it in the description of the video. Just down here, you guys can see some of the cryptocurrencies that are incorporated in this particular document. Cryptos, blockchain technology, from the CANSO white paper, Emerging Technologies for Future Sky. So aviation, another use case here. Cross-border payments too have also been developing. So not just the Ripple partnerships, but the Ripple partners are also seeing more developments in respect to their business model. So Anders here posted this. He meant to say September 2023. Mojaloop is currently in active engagements with 13 national payment system projects across the continent of Africa. So we've been hearing a lot of news coming out of Africa, Flutterwave, some big moves there. MFS Africa was another big ODL partner from several months ago now. Well, Mojaloop uses Interledger Protocol for interoperability. Co-Develop invests in Mojaloop, and Co-Develop are partnered with the Rockefeller Foundation and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And we know, guys, Mojaloop is partnered with Ripple. So Mojaloop currently in active engagements with 13 national payment system projects across the continent. And again, this was just from last month. I did not see this last month. The Rockefeller Foundation is proud to join others in launching Co-Develop and their vision of digital public infrastructure that works for all to promote inclusion, human rights, and progress towards shared global goals. Directly from the Rockefeller Foundation, I mean, whether you believe them or not, is another story. Sponsor memberships, though, include the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Co-Develop, Google, Interledger, Monetary Authority of Singapore, and Ripple specifically. So Interledger, Monetary Authority of Singapore, which is an interesting choice because this is occurring in Africa, but the Monetary Authority of Singapore is in on this, and Ripple. So another interesting update here, and Anders does put all his source links down here in the description of the video for you if you want to peruse further. I haven't seen an updated one of these in a while. XX1133122111 posted this on Twitter. So an updated Ripple flowchart demonstrating some of the, and I don't even think this one is too up to date, but demonstrating some of the partnerships just with regards to banking. Back-end integration companies down here, including Temenos, FedNow, DTCC, Valente, CGI, Tranglo, a lot of those types of back-end technology companies. Of course, I mentioned the banks, and we know about a lot of these banking partnerships. We got some big partnerships here with the IMF, Federal Reserve, the Treasury Department, the World Bank, the BIS, and then remittance companies over here. You guys can see how this branches out to other companies that are incorporated with blockchain technology, not necessarily RippleNet technology. There was the whole debacle with R3, but of course we have SBI Asia too. And then global organizations like the World Economic Forum, the ISO Foundation, we've got the Digital Pound Foundation, just to name a few, FSB, that does have connections to Ripple. So demonstrating how the ecosystem can connect. We've also got Mojaloop down in here, which we just talked about, connected to the Rockefeller Foundation and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So an interesting way to look at how much utility the potential utility that could flow through XRP through a multitude of very influential companies around the world. And just visually being able to see that, all this could happen through the XRP ledger. So wanted to thank XX1133 here just for posting that. What do we have to look forward to, guys? Coming up, the end of 2023 will bring many innovations for the crypto market. This from xrpnews.crypto here on Twitter. So just looking at now, autumn 2023, the European Central Bank finalizing their design for the digital euro. We got the Bank of Indonesia connecting cross-border payment systems with 5 other Asian countries. And then we got the clearinghouse, SWIFT, and the EBA clearing to be announced 2023. That could also get pushed, launching a real-time IXB cross-border payment link between US and Europe. So more integration is occurring. We've got Ripple partner TerraPay, guys. They're unveiling a mobile partnership. Airtel Money Tanzania will partner with TerraPay to enable its customers in the United Arab Emirates to make purchases at point-of-sale terminals. Here's a quote, guys. Airtel Tanzania is committed to offering innovative solutions that cater to our customers' daily needs and provide value. This coming from Andrew Rugamba, Airtel Money Director. With the launch of Airtel Money in partnership with TerraPay in the United Arab Emirates, we aim to address the payment challenges our customers encounter when traveling to Dubai. Rugamba says Airtel Money is continuously evolving to be more inclusive as it looks to provide faster, more convenient, and cost-effective services. Willie Kenyeki, Regional Director of East and Southern Africa at TerraPay, he spoke out about the significance of the partnership. He described the partnership as a strategic initiative aimed at advancing financial inclusion in the country and encouraging the transition to a cashless economy. So you see where this is going. They want to go cashless. They want to encourage these people who have traditionally been unbanked to move to digital money. Airtel Money and TerraPay's partnership demonstrates the commitment Airtel Money has towards its customers. They continue to offer products and services that customers enjoy anytime, anywhere, a policy TerraPay lives by. So TerraPay Ripple enabled, obviously now working with Airtel Money to help them garner more clients and to go cashless on a new system. So interesting news there. And, it feels like so much is going on now, now with the bull run with Bitcoin halving coming up. Also happened to see this. This happened yesterday, guys. Whalewire posted this. One of the top Bitcoin developers recently discovered a massive security risk in the Lightning Network, okay? This triggered him to announce his departure from the project. He claims there's intentional backdoors in the code that allows attackers to easily get full control of the network. Bitcoinist.com also put out an article with regards to this story. Bitcoin's Lightning Network was designed to make Bitcoin transactions faster and cheaper, but according to a recent discovery from now former Lightning developer Antoine Rayard, there's a major security flaw, which I mentioned. The Bitcoin Lightning Network is a layer 2 payment protocol that operates on top of the Bitcoin blockchain. It enables fast, low-cost transactions between participating nodes. But guys, there are vulnerabilities that exist. Users can instantaneously send and receive Bitcoin via the Lightning Network, which facilitates the creation of a network of payment channels between users. But Rayard says he claims there's a new malevolent danger out there called the replacement cycling attack, which puts the network in a perilous position. So Bitcoin, I guess, in a nutshell, Bitcoin Lightning Network, guys, not as safe as some other alternatives like Spend the Bits, a Bitcoin transmitting software that runs on the XRP ledger. And every time I get a chance to talk about Spend the Bits, I want to, because those guys are doing great work. John Deaton's actually, he did come out on Twitter saying he is an angel investor now in Spend the Bits. And so this is where I do hold some of my Bitcoin on Spend the Bits. I'm still really looking forward to, one day going to El Salvador and using my Bitcoin to purchase goods and services there. So guys, this maybe a planted narrative to bring the price of Bitcoin down, although it's not looking like it's working, guys. The bulls are running. We're still flirting with a $30,000 Bitcoin, almost there, $29,969 per coin. Regardless, wanted to thank Whalewire for posting this, and Michael Branch coming out with this, guys. Despite what is going on, the smart money has their eye on the prize. XRP becomes the 3rd largest holding in Bitwise index fund at 3.2%. So with regards to crypto, XRP is the 5th most significant cryptocurrency, at least by market cap. This time, though, XRP secured a listing with the acclaimed world's largest digital asset index fund manager, Bitwise. So guys, they are holding in number 3 spot XRP. In particular, Matt Hogan, the chief investment officer at Bitwise Asset Management, shared the listing update in a recent interview on the Thinking Crypto podcast. The podcast host, Tony Edwards, spotted the development in a recent tweet for the XRP Army. Matt Hogan, CIO of Bitwise Asset Manager, breaks it down. And guys, you can check out Tony's podcast for more information on this. In the interview, Edward asked the Bitwise executive about the company's plans for XRP following recent developments from the lawsuit. In response, Hogan confirmed that XRP has become a holding of Bitwise Asset Management, particularly the Bitwise 10 Crypto Index Fund. He says it is the third largest holding now with a 3.2% weight. Also, the Bitwise executive clarified the logic behind the initial removal. He noted that Bitwise delisted XRP from the crypto fund in 2020 following the lawsuit, but now, guys, it has returned. So Bitwise adding XRP again, now in the number 3 spot. I'm wondering if we're going to see a pattern for these other institutional investors. I mean, now that, for all intents and purposes, the lawsuit is free and clear for traders, I am happy that the lion's share of my portfolio, my crypto portfolio, is XRP. I have a feeling this is going to be the highest flyer this time around. But even if it isn't, guys, I'm happy I'm diversifying too in this market. And you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if you want to see what I'm trading. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.